Welcome back. The time now is 6:14, and I am joined by Chris Warren from the Dothan-Houston County Library System for our April edition of Chapter Chat. Chris, thanks so much for being here as always. Good morning.
Good morning, Caroline. Thank you all for having me.
Of course. So tell us a little bit about this month's pick.
So April is National Poetry Month, and I was an English major in school. I'm a librarian, so of course I love words and I love the power of words. So for April, with it being National Poetry Month, I tried to think, what is a good poet for people who maybe aren't familiar with poetry or who want to appreciate it better. So our book for this month is The Collected Poems of Emily Dickinson by, of course, Emily Dickinson.
And for people who might not know, give us a little bit of a background on Emily Dickinson. She's so prolific. Her name is very well known, of course, but for people who might not know about her, give us a little bit of background.
Sure. So Emily Dickinson was very not well known in her lifetime. She lived between 1830 to 1860 or so. And she really just wrote poems for friends and neighbors. A lot of times she'd send them in letters with a bouquet or something like that. And nobody really knew much about her. She has since, posthumously, she has become one of the greatest poets in American literature, and there's something like 1,800 poems that we've ascribed to Emily Dickinson. Her style is very unique for the time. The poems themselves are they're very expressive and they're very experimental in a way, but they're not intimidating.
Right.
And so that's why when I was thinking about some poetry for people who don't think they like poetry, Emily Dickinson feels like a really good introduction into that.
And so for those same people who might think that poetry is a little daunting, what's your best suggestions for them as they approach reading a collection of poetry, how to kind of digest it?
Sure. So I really have 3 tips. So the first one is start small. You're not going to start trying to appreciate poetry with The Wasteland or Paradise Lost or even Shakespeare's sonnets. You want to start with something that's kind of simple and easy to read, and Emily Dickinson really fits the bill for that. The second thing I'd say is you really need to make sure that you can take your time. Poetry is supposed to be fun. Poetry is supposed to be something that you do kind of leisurely, something that you do for your own enjoyment. You don't want to try and rush it. And the third thing I'd say is be really mindful when you read. Look for those phrases that really either they hit you in the gut because they're just so powerful and they resonate with you, or you read over them and you're like, I don't really understand what that meant, and then go back and see if you can understand what was the image, what was the metaphor, what was it that the poet was really trying to express.
Poetry can lend itself to such a beautiful introspective experience, so I really hope that this opens people up to that, and Emily Dickinson is such a perfect way to start that kind of journey. I do want to give you a chance to talk about the big book sale coming up with the Friends of the Dothan-Houston County Library.
Yes, so the Dothan-Houston County Library System is very fortunate in that we have the Friends of the Library, who are an entirely volunteer-run 501c3 organization that helps support the mission of the library. They raise funds through the library or for the library through various means. Their main ones are the big book sales. They do 2 of these a year, and our next one is coming up just 2 weeks from tomorrow. It's going to be at the Westgate Recreation Center in the gym. It'll start on April 18th with our members-only preview sale. If you are not a member of the Friends of the Library, it's okay. You can join at the door for only $5. After that, the sale is open to the general public from April 19th through 28th. The vast majority of the books that you see at the sale are going to be for $1 or $2. The prices do go down to half price on the 24th and the 25th, and then 2 days after that we have our 25-cent sale, and then whatever's left at the end of the sale we give away for free.
Incredible. For a book lover like me, that's a dangerous game to play at the end there. I do really want to give you the opportunity to talk about how to get a library card if people don't have one yet. It's the simplest process, truly.
Sure. So if you don't have a library card, you can get one very easily. Just go to any one of our 3 locations or a bookmobile. All you need is proof of who you are and where you live. And if you live, work, attend school, or own property anywhere in Houston County, you can sign up for a library card and begin your journey learning more about poetry through the library.
I love it. Chris, thanks so much as always for being here. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.